By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to create a simple Blender animation using keyframing. So to get the setup I'm using, open Blender, clear the splash screen using left mouse button. I'm using the program from Factory Settings, but if you're not, you can go to File, Factory Settings. But this is simply to ensure that the bottom window is set to timeline, as you could just set it here. So the technique that we're going to be using in this tutorial to animate objects is keyframing, which defines attributes of an object at certain points in time, and it lets the computer calculate how the object must change between these points to make transitions between them. Our first animation will simply be to move the cube. So ensure that the object is selected by using right mouse button to select. Ensure that our current selected frame is number 1. We can set it here by typing 1, or if it was over here we could click on this button to send it back to the first frame in the range. You can alter the length of an animation, but 250 frames is fine for our purposes. So with the object selected, go to Object Settings. To create the first keyframe, we'll press I whilst hovering over Location, as I is the keyframing shortcut. We could equally do this in the viewport. Whilst the mouse is hovering over the 3D viewport, press I, and this menu appears. We could select location from here. So now we've fixed the cube to this location on frame 1. Now we're going to move the current selected frame slider across by dragging it, left mouse button. It doesn't matter where. We're then going to move the cube using the manipulator and repeat the process, pressing I whilst hovering over location. This time I'm going to do it in the viewport. We'll now return to the start of the animation by using this button to return to the first frame in the frame range. We can now play through the animation by pressing the play button. You can also look any point in your animation by dragging it with left mouse button. That's it for this tutorial. See you in the next tutorial for the graph editor, the Dopesheet, and more complex animations. Please like or subscribe if you want more videos like this.